AI is incredible. It can teach you how to fry an egg and even write a poem, pirate style. Yarr! But it knows nothing about your work. Slackbot is different. It doesn't just know the facts. It knows your schedule. It can turn a brainstorm into a brief. And it doesn't need to be taught. Because Slackbot isn't just another AI. It's AI that knows your work as well as you do. Visit slack.com/meet Slackbot to learn more.
Welcome to From Dorms to Desks, job hunting tips for those early in their careers. A podcast brought to you by College Recruiter job search site, which believes that every student and recent grad deserves a great career, and hosted by Work Defined. Join our AI co-hosts as they dive into tips, tricks, and insights that will help you land your next part-time, seasonal, internship, or entry-level job. Let's get your career started.
Starting the journey from student to professional, it can often feel like you're, trying to leap across this vast, uncertain chasm. You've got all this theoretical knowledge, all these aspirations, maybe dreams of that corner office, or perhaps just a comfortable desk. But how do you actually get from the dorm room to that first professional position? What if there was like a well-constructed bridge, something offering invaluable support and clear pathways to navigate that whole transition? Today, we're doing a deep dive into that very bridge, the internship. This deep dive is all about understanding the undeniable and frankly often transformative power of internships. We're not just talking about a temporary gig to fill a summer, but really a foundational, maybe even pivotal element of your entire career journey. We're going to explore why they're so fundamentally important, what tangible skills and experiences you stand to gain, why companies invest so heavily in offering them, and also how to navigate the, let's face it, inherent complexities of the internship landscape, especially as you make that crucial move from dorms to desks to truly launch your professional life.
Absolutely. And for this crucial journey, we've pulled insights from a really diverse stack of sources for you today. We wanted to ensure a comprehensive view. Our material includes perspectives from prominent career blogs, like Careerist, the Intern Group, College Recruiter itself, and Pitt Career Central, all offering that practical, on-the-ground advice. We've also looked at an illuminating Reddit discussion from the MBA community that gives us some really candid, real-world insights from people, in the trenches of their career transitions. And for the more authoritative framework, we've drawn from the U.S. Department of Labor. For in-depth statistical backing, we've got research from NEC, that's the National Association of Colleges and Employers. Plus, we have economic analysis from Investopedia and some strategic viewpoints on talent development from Forbes HR Council. So it's a rich tapestry of information designed to give you all sides of this fascinating topic.
Right. Our mission today is to give you not just information, but a truly comprehensive understanding of why internships matter so much, how they actually work in practice, and, crucially, what specific actionable steps you need to know to leverage them most effectively for your career. Think of this as your essential shortcut to truly mastering the internship landscape. We want to provide you with the clarity and confidence to move swiftly, decisively from those dorms to those desks.
Okay, so to really ground our discussion, let's start with a fundamental question. What exactly is an internship in today's professional landscape?
At its core, I suppose, an intern is a developing professional, right? Someone at the early stages of their career who works at a company for a defined, typically short period. The main goal is gaining that entry-level experience, acquiring practical knowledge about a particular career field or industry. It's a structured, intentional way to, get your foot in the door and start building that professional muscle.
Exactly. And what's fascinating here, I think, is that while we most often associate interns with college students, the role has truly evolved beyond that traditional mold. Internships are increasingly crucial for a wider demographic of adults, especially those making significant career changes or maybe pursuing higher education degrees later in life. It's not solely a young person's game anymore. You can see this evolution pretty clearly when you compare it to its historical ancestor, the apprenticeship. An apprenticeship traditionally focused on intensive, hands-on training for technical, maybe blue-collar trades, often over a longer, more restrictive period. Think blacksmiths or carpenters, right? But an internship today is far more exploratory. It's less limiting in scope and typically much shorter in duration. These modern programs are meticulously designed to prepare individuals for professional white-collar careers. They're sometimes even becoming a requirement for graduation at some institutions. It's really about gaining foundational knowledge and practical, transferable skills in a professional setting, regardless of your specific life stage or prior experience. It's that structured bridge, yes, but one built with diverse individuals in mind.
Okay, so an internship isn't just a temporary job. It's, as you said, a critical bridge connecting academic learning with actual professional employment. It offers these unique opportunities that theoretical knowledge alone simply can't provide. It creates a space for growth that's incredibly valuable for you as an aspiring professional. And I think one of the biggest, most undeniable advantages is getting that real-world experience. Instead of just reading about concepts in a textbook, internships provide this immersive, hands-on experience. They allow you to work on actual live projects and apply that theoretical knowledge to real-world problems. This is especially invaluable in dynamic, fast-paced industries, like tech, for example, where a purely academic understanding often falls short. I mean, in a classroom, you might learn the syntax of Python or the principles of software testing. But in an internship, you're not just writing theoretical algorithms. You might be debugging a live system that thousands of users depend on, or optimizing a database query that impacts millions.
That's a huge difference.
Right. You're learning not just how to write code, but how to fix code that's breaking under real-world pressure, or maybe how to identify a critical bug in a software release that could cost a company millions if missed. That's a level of authentic problem solving and, frankly, immediate consequence that you just cannot replicate with simulations or lectures. You're not just reading about it, you're doing it, often under real-world constraints.
And that hands-on engagement you just described, it directly translates into significant skill enhancement. An internship is really a prime platform to refine existing technical skills like the ones you highlighted in tech, and crucially, to develop entirely new ones, all in a supportive yet challenging environment. This enhancement is absolutely critical for both personal and professional growth. You mentioned NC, the National Association of Colleges and Employers. Their research consistently shows significant gains. We're talking areas like information processing, teamwork, planning, decision-making, and verbal communication. But let's unpack those a bit. When we talk about teamwork in an internship, it's not just about a group project with classmates, is it?
No, not at all.
It's about navigating cross-functional teams, learning to present your ideas to stakeholders who might have totally different priorities, understanding the delicate art of compromise and professional communication in a real business setting. Similarly, information processing moves beyond just compiling data. It means synthesizing complex information from various sources, identifying trends, and presenting actionable insights to a manager who actually relies on your analysis. Internships provide that kind of crucible where these soft skills are forged under real-world pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. And beyond just building those foundational and soft skills, internships offer an incredible opportunity for career exploration. For those of you listening who might be unsure about your exact career path, whether it's within tech, finance, marketing, whatever, internships provide a genuinely low-risk environment. You get to explore different roles, even different company cultures. You get a real unfiltered taste of various positions, what the day-to-day actually looks like, the challenges, the rewards, the dynamics of a particular team. This helps you make incredibly informed decisions about your future direction and potentially avoid months, maybe even years, of aimless job searching or committing to a full-time role that just isn't the right fit. It's like a comprehensive test drive for your future career.
That's a great way to put it.
You can find out what truly resonates with you, what excites you, and perhaps just as importantly, what doesn't work for you. And you find this out long before you commit to a full-time role that might not align with your passions or strengths. That clarity is invaluable.
Definitely. And while the learning and exploration are paramount, we can't ignore the financial aspect either. While it's often debated, the vast majority of formal internships are actually paid. They offer compensation for your time and effort. This can be a huge help for students juggling living and college expenses, making these opportunities much more accessible. But crucially, listing strong, relevant internship experience on your resume can significantly help you command a more competitive salary in your job search once you graduate. The data here from ACE 2022 student survey is quite compelling, actually.
Oh, yeah. What does it say?
Well, students with paid internships received a median starting salary of $62,500.
Okay.
Compare that to just $42,500 for those with unpaid internships. That's a huge gap.
Wow, yeah, that's significant.
And the benefits don't stop there. Paid interns also average 1.61 job offers, compared to just 0.94 for unpaid interns and a mere 0.77 for those with no internships at all.
So, more money and more offers.
Exactly. This isn't just about the immediate paycheck during the internship. Paid internships often signal a higher quality of role, maybe a greater investment from the company. This, in turn, can boost an intern's confidence, provide stronger professional references, help them build a more robust portfolio, all things that are highly valued by future employers and contribute to that significant salary boost. The financial benefits alone are a really powerful argument for prioritizing paid internship experiences if you can.
So we've explored the immense personal growth, the tangible gains for you as the aspiring professional. But here's the fascinating part. This isn't a one-way street, is it? Companies aren't just being philanthropic here. They're making a strategic investment. And the returns for them are just as compelling. It creates this truly symbiotic relationship across that bridge we talked about. Companies benefit significantly from internship programs. They really view them as an essential investment in their own future success.
Absolutely. From a pure business perspective, interns are a valuable addition to the workforce. They provide crucial support that helps current, experienced employees. By taking on maybe lower-level yet often critical tasks, think data analysis, foundational research, initial testing, even streamlining administrative processes, interns free up experienced colleagues.
Right.
Those colleagues can then pursue more creative, advanced, or strategic projects. This effectively expands the existing workforce without necessarily increasing the long-term overhead. It leads to significant gains in overall team productivity and allows the company to tackle more initiatives. It's a clear win-win for efficiency.
And it's not just about offloading tasks, is it? I mean, interns bring a genuinely fresh look at a company's day-to-day business, its procedures, even its sort of entrenched assumptions.
Yeah, totally.
They can share ideas on strategy, plans, policies, often applying the latest theories, tools, and techniques directly from their education. For example, in today's rapidly evolving digital landscape, interns, who are often digital natives, right, they can leverage their cutting-edge tech skills. Maybe they bring innovative ideas for social media marketing or user experience improvements or new engagement strategies that maybe more experienced employees haven't even considered. That fresh perspective can spark real innovation and challenge the status quo within a company.
And this often leads to an even more strategic benefit for businesses. Cost-effective recruiting and talent pool development. Internships serve as an excellent low-risk recruiting tool. They allow companies to assess potential full-time hires in a real-world, extended interview setting. It's that try before you buy approach. This often leads to the seamless conversion of interns to full-time employees, which in turn significantly reduces or even eliminates costly external recruitment fees and extensive onboarding training. Plus, employees who started as interns, they're more likely to stay with the company long-term. They have high retention rates because they already understand the culture and their role.
That makes sense.
ND reports that a remarkable 70% of companies extend a full-time offer post-internship. College Recruiter notes a still impressive figure like 50-60%, and the Reddit MBA community echoes this. They highlight that securing an internship is often seen as a direct, much less stressful path to a full-time offer. It makes it far easier to secure a job as an insider. It's just an incredibly efficient way to build a robust, loyal talent pipeline.
And beyond those internal benefits, there's also the aspect of positive publicity, right? Mm-hmm. And stronger university connections. Companies that consistently provide high-quality internship experiences, they also get commended by local communities, industry bodies, professional organizations for investing in the next generation.
Yeah, good PR.
Exactly. And this visibility fosters stronger, more collaborative connections with universities and colleges, which in turn increases their visibility on campuses and enhances their ability to recruit other talented students down the line. It's a kind of virtuous cycle that not only builds a company's reputation as a desirable employer, but also strengthens its talent pipeline for years to come.
And if we broaden our lens a little, we can see how these individual growth opportunities and these business advantages, they tie into a larger ecosystem, an ecosystem of invaluable mentorship and networking opportunities. And these are absolutely critical for long-term career success.
Absolutely. Good mentors and well-structured internships, they profoundly shape the way young professionals view the world of work. They prepare you not just for a specific job, but really for your entire professional journey. Great internships, the ones led by dedicated individuals, they light a genuine spark. They give young professionals an opportunity to experiment, maybe make mistakes in a controlled environment, and learn invaluable lessons in a safe space. The goal, as Forbes HR Council members often emphasize, is for the intern to leave the experience more developed as a professional, with a better understanding of professional conduct, problem-solving, resilience, not just more proficient in one specific skill. This kind of nuanced guidance, often from someone who's been there, it can truly be transformative. It helps you navigate those early career challenges with much greater confidence.
And this naturally leads to building lifelong networks, which is an often underestimated but incredibly powerful benefit. Internships open doors to professional networking in a way few other experiences can. You connect organically with industry professionals, your direct mentors, fellow interns who will become your future peers, even senior business leaders sometimes.
Yeah.
These are the individuals who can champion your opportunities, provide invaluable navigational guidance, maybe open doors you didn't even know existed. And these relationships can extend far beyond the internship period itself, offering valuable insights into industry trends, best practices, future career opportunities. Leveraging these connections strategically, maybe on digital platforms like LinkedIn, is also crucial for long-term career growth. As those Forbes HR Council members repeatedly highlight, relationships are the very foundation for a successful career. An internship provides an ideal, authentic starting point for cultivating those essential bonds. As one Reddit user put it quite succinctly, it's just orders of magnitude easier to get a job when you are an insider. An internship is often the fastest track to becoming one.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting, though. As we peel back another layer of the internship landscape, the dramatic increase in unpaid internships in recent decades, well, it stirred significant debate about their impact. It raises some serious questions about fairness and access.
Yeah, the discussion around unpaid internships often brings up concerns that they could be seen as, well, exploiting students, essentially using them as a source of free labor, which, some argue is problematic. There's also the point of view that they could potentially displace full-time paid workers, thereby contributing perhaps to overall unemployment. These are significant considerations that come up when you examine the prevalence of unpaid roles.
And this raises a really important question, one that touches on broader societal structures. Do unpaid internships inadvertently exacerbate socioeconomic and racial inequalities? Investopedia highlights that they can effectively close off opportunities for applicants who don't come from affluent families. These individuals may simply be unable to subsidize their living and college expenses in order to work for free, especially if the internship is in a high cost of living area. When you consider existing disparities, like the racial wealth gap, this means that Black and Latina families, for instance, might be disproportionately affected.
Right.
This could lead to less diverse representation in higher positions within companies down the road, as these critical early career stepping stones become inaccessible to certain groups. It's a systemic issue, really, that impacts who gets to enter and progress within various industries. And it's also crucial to understand that unpaid internships are usually not covered by federal anti-discrimination laws.
That's a key point.
Although some states do provide these important protections.
Yeah.
But federally, if an unpaid intern faces discrimination based on, say, their race, gender, or religion, they might not have the same legal recourse as a paid employee. It's a potentially vulnerable position compared to a paid role.
Exactly. And furthermore, research consistently indicates that unpaid internships are often less effective in providing the very benefits they're supposed to deliver.
Hey, this is William Tincup. Listen, we did a series for iSolved called Heroes of HR, where we talked to HR practitioners. And these are just your run-of-the-mill, everyday, slogging it out, 300 employees in Cedar Rapids, HR pros. Mostly it's centered around iSolved and what they do with iSolved, but also they talk a lot about kind of the day-to-day rigor of HR. If you're curious about that, search for Heroes of HR wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
As we mentioned earlier, paid interns consistently receive more job offers and higher starting salaries compared to their unpaid counterparts.
Like that NACE data.
Precisely. This suggests that maybe the quality of the experience, the level of mentorship, perhaps the perceived value of the intern might differ between paid and unpaid opportunities. And that lack of federal anti-discrimination law coverage is also a critical consideration. While some states have stepped in, that federal gap highlights a potential legal vulnerability for those taking unpaid roles, adding another layer of complexity to the whole ethical discussion.
So this raises another important question then. If traditional internships are so beneficial, and especially if paid internships offer such clear advantages, what about students who face significant barriers to accessing these opportunities? It's not exactly a one-size-fits-all solution, is it?
You're absolutely right. Traditional internships often require anywhere from, say, 10 to 40 hours of a student's time per week. And, as we've noted, a full third, 33% of these opportunities are unpaid. This demanding time commitment and the potential lack of compensation makes them far less feasible for certain student groups who are already juggling significant responsibilities. For instance, think about working students, individuals who rely on part-time jobs to cover essential costs like rent, tuition, daily living expenses.
Yes, basic needs.
Asking them to take an unpaid internship, or even one that conflicts with their necessary paid work, can be a significant financial sacrifice many simply cannot afford to make. Then there are non-traditional students. This is a significant and growing demographic. 47% of students enrolled in post-secondary education in the U.S. are over the age of 25.
Wow, almost half.
Yeah. This group often includes parents, individuals making mid-career changes, or those who return to school later in life. They typically have demanding family responsibilities, mortgages, maybe existing career commitments that make adding more work hours, especially unpaid ones, virtually impossible. And let's not forget student athletes. With full-time coursework, intense training schedules, demanding travel for competitions, their time is often already fully committed for much of the academic year. Many traditional internship opportunities inevitably overlap directly with their demanding seasons, forcing them into really difficult choices between their sport, their academics, and their professional development. These are very real barriers.
This is where Parker Dewey offers a truly compelling solution, aiming for more equitable access. Micro-internships. These sound like a bit of a game changer because they are flexible, paid opportunities. Often they can be completed entirely remotely and are specifically designed to fit into a student's existing schedule.
Right.
Unlike a full-time, multi-week internship, micro-internships are short-term professional assignments. They typically range from just a few hours to maybe a few days of work. They provide that valuable real-world experience without requiring the kind of financial sacrifice or intense time commitment that traditional internships often demand. This significantly broadens the pool of students who can gain professional experience, regardless of their background or current obligations. It seems like an ingenious way to make these critical stepping stones accessible to everyone. Okay, so for you, the aspiring professional, and also for employers, it's absolutely vital to understand the legal landscape governing internships, especially for-profit employers. The U.S. Department of Labor's Fair Labor Standards Act, or FLSA, is the key piece of legislation here.
Yes, the FLSA.
The FLSA is that foundational federal law establishing minimum wage, overtime pay, record keeping, youth employment standards. It covers workers across the country. For-profit employers, it meticulously determines if an intern is actually an employee entitled to those protections like minimum wage and overtime pay, or if they fall under a specific educational exception. That's a crucial distinction.
It is, and the courts use what's called the primary beneficiary test to make this determination. They examine the economic reality of the intern-employer relationship to see which party, primarily benefits. It's a flexible test, meaning no single factor is necessarily determinative, but it allows courts to assess the true nature of the arrangement. The FLSA outlines 7 key factors to consider, and each one helps paint a clearer picture. First, the clarity of understanding. Was it explicitly understood by both parties that there's no expectation of compensation? Any promise, express or implied, suggests an employee relationship. Second, the extent to which the internship provides training similar to an educational environment, like including hands-on training provided by educational institutions. Does the intern primarily learn new skills rather than just perform routine tasks?
Makes sense.
Third, it's tied to the intern's formal education program. For example, is it integrated with coursework or does it earn academic credit? Is it part of a structured curriculum? Fourth, how well does it accommodate the intern's academic commitments? Ideally, by corresponding to the academic calendar. This ensures the internship doesn't unduly interfere with their studies.
Right.
Fifth, its duration. Is it limited to the period of beneficial learning for the intern? It shouldn't just drag on past the point where the intern is still gaining significant educational value. Sixth, the extent to which the intern's work complements rather than displaces the work of paid employees while still providing significant educational benefits. The idea is interns are there to learn, not just replace regular staff.
Got it.
And finally, seventh, the understanding that there is no entitlement to a paid job at the conclusion of the internship. This clarifies expectations about future employment. If, after analyzing all these circumstances, an intern is deemed an employee under the FLSA by a court, then they are legally entitled to minimum wage and overtime pay.
It's important to note an exception here, though. Unpaid internships for public sector and nonprofit charitable organizations are generally permissible.
Yes, that's different.
This is provided the intern volunteers freely and without expectation of compensation. It distinguishes them from for-profit entities where the legal scrutiny under FLSA is much more stringent. This distinction highlights the specific legal expectations applied to different types of organizations. Okay, so when you step into an internship, you're not just performing tasks, right? You're actively developing the skills that employers value most. You're preparing yourself for a successful career and truly mastering that journey from dorms to desks. It's a period of intense personal and professional growth.
Absolutely. Employers consistently identify 5 crucial competencies they look for in intern hires and actively help them develop. These are information processing, teamwork, planning and prioritizing, decision-making and problem-solving, and verbal communication. These aren't just abstract buzzwords, they're the core capabilities that drive success in pretty much any professional environment. And NACE research has consistently confirmed their importance to employers year after year. For example, information processing in an internship context isn't just about reading reports. It's about synthesizing complex data from disparate sources, identifying key trends, and presenting actionable insights to a manager who actually relies on your analysis to make strategic decisions. That's a fundamentally different level of engagement than just an academic exercise.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not just about those core competencies either. That and research also found significant growth in what we often call soft skills post-internship. Students rated their communication skills, initiative, teamwork, and analytical skills significantly higher after their internship experience. For students, some of the largest areas of growth included communicating with a person in charge. Think about clearly articulating a challenge or proposing a solution to someone senior to you.
Which can be intimidating.
Exactly. And also asserting my own opinion, which isn't about being aggressive, but about constructively contributing your unique perspective to a team discussion. Employers also saw interns make impressive gains in initiative. Things like logically approaching a problem and requesting increased responsibility, showing that proactive attitude. And also analytical thinking, like recommending solutions based on their observations. These are the interpersonal and critical thinking skills that truly set you apart and differentiate you in the job market later on.
And broadening our perspective again, these practical experiences truly transform careers, particularly in the dynamic tech industry. They often help individuals pivot from entirely different backgrounds into exciting new roles. Careers provide some truly inspiring examples of how internships facilitate these pivotal shifts, turning aspirations into tangible career launches.
Yeah, like take Metacam Ernest Amos, for instance. He was a former teacher who transitioned to manual QA through careerists. His internship wasn't just theoretical. It was invaluable for providing that hands-on real-life practice. It allowed him to apply classroom examples to actual software. It helped him gain crucial insights into the real-world applications of his new skills and see exactly how quality assurance works in a professional setting. That immediate bridge from theory to practice was his real aha moment,
Absolutely. And similarly, David Colonia moved from a background in legal science, which is a pretty significant pivot, to manual QA. For him, the internship provided that critical real-world application of QA skills. It built essential confidence and practical knowledge for his new role. It wasn't just about learning the tools, but about understanding the workflow, the communication, the problem-solving mindset unique to the QA profession. That greatly smoothed his transition.
Then there's Imani Douglas. She transitioned from healthcare to UX/UI design, an industry known for its collaborative nature. She candidly described her internship experience as both frustrating and educational, which I think highlights the real challenges and triumphs of learning on the job.
Yeah, that sounds real.
She particularly valued the guidance from her lead designer. That was critical in helping her understand the nuances of the design process and the dynamics of teamwork. Realizing that design isn't just about aesthetics, but about strategic problem solving and collaboration under real-world constraints. That was a truly transformative insight for her.
And Katarina Warszawska, originally a photographer, successfully transitioned to manual QA. Her internship provided a comprehensive understanding of a QA specialist's entire workflow, from bug reporting to regression testing. This reinforced her classroom learning with invaluable hands-on practice, making her theoretical knowledge concrete and ready for professional application. It fundamentally changed her career trajectory.
Then there's Shay King, who made a truly innovative leap from the paint industry to a tech sales engineer. He strategically leveraged his extensive chemical coatings experience, targeting corresponding tech niches where his specific product knowledge was actually an asset.
That's smart.
Very smart approach. Combined with his dedicated training and internship, it led to a significant salary increase and a better work-life balance. It really showcases the power of aligning existing strengths with new, maybe unexpected opportunities. He understood how to bridge his past experience with his future aspirations.
And Isaac Lewin's journey moving from marketing to sales engineering through Careerists program, it just exemplifies adaptability and growth. His story highlights how acquiring new, highly sought-after skills through targeted training and a strategic internship can lead to fulfilling tech opportunities, regardless of your starting point. These success stories truly underscore the transformative power of a well-structured internship experience in paving diverse career paths and helping individuals navigate that journey from diverse backgrounds to professional success.
Okay, so what does this all mean for you, the listener, as you look to navigate this path from dorms to desks and land one of these invaluable opportunities? Securing your ideal internship, it really requires a strategic, thoughtful, and proactive approach.
Yeah. First and foremost, you absolutely must plan ahead. College Recruiter, one of our key sources, advises allocating a good 4 to 6 months for the entire process. That's the search, the application, securing the offer. This isn't something you can really rush. And remember, internships are available year-round. They're not just in the summer. They can be in-person, fully remote, or hybrid, offering a lot of flexibility to fit your schedule. Don't limit yourself to just the traditional summer sprint. Think strategically about spring, fall, even winter opportunities too.
And being specific, tailoring your application. That is absolutely crucial. You need to meticulously tailor your resume, your cover letter, highlight the skills and experience that directly align with the internship requirements. Use keywords from the job description. A generic resume just won't cut it these days. A degree alone, as one Reddit user rather bluntly put it, means nothing anymore. It's the demonstrated experience that truly matters. This isn't about sending out hundreds of general applications. It's about targeted, thoughtful engagement that shows you've done your homework, you understand exactly what the role entails, and how your unique skills fit.
And you also need to be incredibly proactive. Utilize all the available resources. Don't just rely on online job boards. Talk to your academic advisors. Visit your university's career centers. Connect with professors. Seek out older students or recent graduates for information and advice on their internship experiences.
Yeah, tap into that network.
Exactly. And don't limit yourself to only the big brand name companies. If large organizations aren't an immediate option, consider smaller businesses, nonprofits, or explore diverse internship job boards and platforms like Parker Dewey for those micro-internships we mentioned. Opportunities exist across the entire spectrum. You just have to actively look for them and be open to different pathways.
And crucially, network strategically. This means leveraging informational conversations with professionals, especially during your internship if you land one. Remember, as the Reddit MBA community highlighted, it's often orders of magnitude easier to get a job when you were perceived as an insider. These connections, built through genuine curiosity and professional engagement, can open doors that just aren't visible from the outside. Cultivate these relationships, both in person, maybe coffee chats, professional events, and on digital platforms like LinkedIn. The Forbes HR Council members consistently stress that these relationships are the very foundation for a successful career, extending far beyond any single job application.
And finally, as you navigate your choices, it's important to consider the balance between maybe a big brand name company and the actual quality of the work experience you'll get. While a prestigious firm can undoubtedly be an indication you are employable for your next job search, especially for things like MBA applications where, as one Reddit commenter noted, brand 100% can be key for getting that next interview. You must also critically consider if the actual work aligns with your learning objectives and your passions. Sometimes a smaller, lesser-known company might offer more hands-on, meaningful experience, maybe greater responsibility, more direct mentorship that better suits your developmental goals. You need to weigh what you hope to gain from the experience against the perceived status of the name on your resume. It's a nuanced decision that really demands self-awareness.
And remember, ultimately, internships are profoundly designed to be a learning experience. That's their core purpose. So be confident in what you've already learned in the classroom. lean into any transferable experience and skills you already possess. And crucially, show initiative to demonstrate what you can offer an organization. Getting your foot in the door with a company is a great first step, not just to learning what you enjoy, but also who you want to be professionally. And knowing what doesn't work for you is just as important as knowing what does. Embrace the entire process of discovery, because every experience, positive or negative, it refines your professional compass. So we've taken a truly comprehensive deep dive today into the multifaceted world of internships. We've confirmed they are a vital, really indispensable bridge between academia and the professional world, guiding you effectively from those dorms to your first desks. We've seen how they offer tangible skill development, foster invaluable networks, provide crucial career clarity, whether they are paid or unpaid. Though importantly, we've highlighted the ethical and practical considerations, particularly the legal and accessibility challenges surrounding unpaid roles.
Right, those are key.
And it's abundantly clear they're not just for traditional students straight out of high school. They're also for career changers, non-traditional learners at any age, highlighting their universal applicability and transformative potential.
And if we broaden our perspective one last time, the relationships you forge, the practical, hands-on experiences you gain during an internship, they truly can change the trajectory of your entire career. They prepare you not just with skills, but with the resilience, the adaptability, the insights needed for the dynamic and ever-evolving demands of the modern job market. They really set you on a path to sustain professional growth and fulfillment. It's truly an investment in your future self.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. Given the rising and frankly undeniable importance of real-world experience, often over just a degree, how might the landscape of education itself need to fundamentally evolve? How can we ensure all learners, regardless of their background, their financial situation, or their current responsibilities, have truly equitable access to these critical stepping stones? And for you, the listener, as you reflect on today's deep dive, consider not just getting an internship, but what kind of internship best aligns with your long-term vision, even if it means forging a less traditional path. What specific insight or piece of advice stands out most to you from our conversation today that you'll apply to your own unique career journey as you make your own move from dorms to desks?
This has been From Dorms to Desks, job hunting tips for those early in their careers, a podcast brought to you by college recruiter job search site, which believes that every student and recent grad deserves a great career. Each episode, we dive into tips, tricks, and insights that will help you land your next part-time, seasonal, internship, or entry-level job. Subscribe to this podcast for free now, so you don't miss an episode, and visit www.collegerecruiter.com to find your next great job.
Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now. You call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Limited time 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.